everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Game 57, where we are playing Vanarus. It's turn 2. Let's see what we've got going on. So, we have completed construction... Conjuration. My god. Conjuration 1 and 2 on our way up to Conjuration 3. We have sensed the location of 5 thrones, so we'll take a look at those in just a few. We've got Prophets from Ulm. Sigma Sigma Boy. From us, Baby Don't Hurt Me, and from Nidavenger, Starcater. So we've got 3 out of the 5. Some people waiting to prophetize, apparently, so that's kind of interesting. We'll see how that actually turns out, if that has any real effect on the game. And we are, unfortunately, the proud owners of an Heir to Blood 1 Sage. That's not bad, it's just we really, really want a Fire Sage as soon as possible. We want to start site searching for fire ASAP. Hopefully we will get lucky. If we don't, that's not good. So, what are we actually doing this turn? We are sending out our first party, mixed of Vanarusian Huskarls and Chud Skin Shifters. The Skin Shifters are combat speed 13, the Huskarls are only combat speed 10. The Skin Shifters are going to get ahead of the Huskarls. The Huskarls do naturally tend to stop and throw javelins. I don't really remember, it's been too long since I've actually looked at them. So we are going to have Skin Shifters out in front. That is what they're there for. They are hopefully not going to die. They do have recuperation. They will get popped out of their regular form and into their bear form, where they will be berserking. Hopefully that will keep them alive, while the rest of the units catch up and then deal with the entirety of the situation. Very basic stuff, not a big deal. We're going to target these Marcata archers, Atavi archer scenarios. These are typically pretty weak, so hopefully we will have very low attrition on the bears, if any. We're going to start sneaking up towards our northwestern neighbor. Since we know this is going to be Satis, we want to know who is to the northwest. While that is happening, we will continue to research. 43 research per turn right now. Should take us 3 or 4 turns to get up to Conjuration 3. Is what it is. We're recruiting some Vanarusian hearses just for leadership so we can ferry things around and about. More Skin Shifters, a few Huskarls just to round out the amount of gold that we have. The plan will be to hit in Sylvania, and then either hit in Whiteport or hit in Sawdorth. The other reason why we went for Sylvania, aside from it probably being a relatively easy province for us, is based off of what we are going to be facing and where we're going to be going. We're going to reinforce next turn, right? That'll be the plan. So we're going to reinforce with this stack of Skin Shifters and Huskarls, and then that expansion party will go off into the wilderness while we work on an additional situation. We also wanted more resources because we get more resources out of this than either of these provinces, right? So that's pretty much it. Not a lot of crazy other things. We did reveal the throne, so let's take a look at that. We were right on this and the location of this. So these are both 3 away from us. Interestingly, this is only 2 away from this guy, which is, I don't know if that's intentional. Maybe because of the layout, like the placement of entering the center point is more difficult for this individual. Oh, they're only 2 away, just like we are. Huh. So, whoever this is 2 away from both of these thrones. So, the other location is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe, up here. So this throne is also 2 away, or 3 away from them, 3 away from them. Actually, this is 4 away from them. Why is this throne here? Or not here? Why? Going crazy? Yeah, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, hold up. My math is incorrect all over the place. So we are 4 away from 1. And we are 3 away from the other. They are 3 away from 1 and 3 away from 1. They're going to be 4 away from 1 and 3 away from 1. I think this is the other location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is the other location typically. So they're going to be 3 away from 1 and... Or sorry, 4 away from 1 and 3 away from 1. They're going to be 3 away from 1 and... This is a very weird, like, mountain range scenario, but they're going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 away from 1. So 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3. A little bit of a interesting advantage there. I wonder if that was intentionally designed, or if it was just like, hey, it's probably not going to matter that much. Or maybe I'm incorrect on the actual placements, and things will be like slightly different. Like maybe they're here, but then that they'd be even closer to this one. IDK. I'm pretty sure I'm correct on the locations, but you know, I guess we'll see. They've also got got a farmland right next to, farmland right next to, right next to, right next to, right next to. So everyone has a farmland right next to them. And there's this kind of in between one, kind of in between one, kind of in between one. And then there's this one, which is really not that in between. It's 2 away and 4 away. And there's nothing in between for us. That seems odd. Am I strange there? Does that seem odd? Maybe the placement of the forests, though, is kind of... I'm not going to overanalyze the map. It is what it is. I'm not super worried about it. I do think it is somewhat interesting that with the throne placements, but honestly, it's probably not going to be that big of it. Hopefully, it would really suck if it's like a massive deal and like, you know, 7 out of 10 games, the person in this position wins. I sincerely doubt that, right? Like, being 1 closer to a throne is not going to cause a person to win. It might give them a favorable situation in certain circumstances, but it's still going to come down to the player. So, I'm not super worried about it. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight Sadist. I was really thinking about going for Griffin Rock instead, right? Because getting this border, I think, is very favorable. Being able to lock in this situation is very favorable. But, you know, I was hesitant to go hard on Lion Tribe immediately versus the Atavi. Lion Tribe aren't difficult, but even in the situation of if we want to go this direction, we were going to double back anyways. And doubling back into heavy cav versus doubling back into heavy infantry is we have skin shifters, so it's probably fine. But anyways, I wanted the surety here because I'm pretty positive that this is going to be perfectly okay for us. But after that, it does become quite a bit more questionable. And I don't want to do a full cap circle clear, even though that really benefits us on the resources, because we need to get to a choke point or two before we try doing that. This isn't really a choke point, but this is kind of like the pivotal scenario of if you can get around here. The Tis has swimming, so that's going to be a little bit of annoyance. This river is not going to cause them as any issues. This river is not going to cause them any issues, but it will cause us issues. We don't have any sailing or anything like that. We have Snowboo. But, okay. That is pretty much it. There's not really much else to discuss. I wonder which thrones are near us. There are probably the Silver Throne would be the best one for us, and then after that, maybe the Throne of Fortune or Inner Throne would be preferable. Not the Throne of Chains. It would be fine, but it's not a preference for us, I don't think, which is most likely why we're gonna get that one. So, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.